We're live. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
How are you?
We're doing wonderful. How are you?
It's like hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. And now we're here. So,
Yes.
welcome back to Kisses and Crumbs Live.
Kisses and crumbs.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you all for being with us. So how was your week?
You got it. You got it this time. How was my week? My week was fast and busy and here we are again.
Yes. Yep. So our week, we're just preparing for a lot of things that are upcoming. So we're always running and trying to make things happen. And so it's exciting. It's an exciting time.
Yeah.
But it's definitely opportunity for us to, Wednesdays and Thursdays to kind of say, okay, kisses and crumbs. Let's make sure we get all of those things done so that we can make sure that we get this information, these wonderful stories, these wonderful pictures of success that married couples are having, and we're excited to get that out to folks. And then also the crumbs, bits of learning and sprinkles of learning that we can glean from those things. So one of the things that we did do this week was we attended an anxiety and stress, I guess you would call it stress management.
You would call it that.
Yeah, I would call it that.
That's the Dr. Bobby Northern
Yeah.
part. Gotta make it management.
So the stress management part was really about helping. How do you help someone who has anxiety? It could be about tests. It could be about life in general. It could be about circumstances that come up that are unexpected. And what are some of the techniques in order to help bring that stress down? And so what we discovered is that we automatically have
I want to. Oh, okay, go ahead. I want to say I've been like everybody I talk to. I'm like, guess. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay, no, go ahead now.
So this is. Jeez. Okay, this is our son that's in college, and he keeps calling. Hey, yo.
He just happens to call at this time every week.
So I'm just gonna tell him.
Yeah, let's just show him.
Look, like we're on YouTube Live. We're on YouTube Live.
We're on YouTube Live.
And
every week during this time. Here, watch where you going.
Goodness gracious. Say hi to the people.
What's up, people? Subscribe, like, comment.
So you go do the same, and we'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right, love you, Mom.
Love you too.
Hey, what about me?
I love you too, Pops. I love you too.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Goodness gracious.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead. Pull your microphone.
Oh, is that okay? I didn't know we were on here with our microphones.
Yes.
So real quick, attending this class, this informational, we did learn that just take a guess of how many negative comments the average person has in one day. Take a guess.
Put it in the chat if you have a guess of how many negative comments the average person makes in their mind every day.
Not spoken, but like they think of 75,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I am at a furious path or journey to cut that down. I need to stop it. I mean, whether it's like, oh, I went in this room, oh, I didn't want to be in here, or oh, I don't like how I look in this outfit, or just anything that's negative that comes. I may not even speak, but I think I want to change that narrative and start replacing those with positive thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a big help to reduce anxiety. And so you can go ahead. That was just kind of the one thing that I was like, I need to work on that.
Yeah. And it could be things like people don't like me. This will never work out. What if something bad happens?
The what ifs.
The
Yeah.
what ifs. It's also, just all those negative things. And they were described as ants,
Ants.
automatic negative thoughts
Yeah.
that come into our mind. And so, when an automatic negative thought comes in, you have to do something about it. You have to kind of combat it in some way. And so that it's important to either replace the thought or either focus on something else to try and reduce those ants.
Breathing techniques.
Breathing,
The
grounding,
which is
which is really looking at your present situation, finding, 5 things you can see, 4
things
things you
you
can
can
touch, 3
things,
things you can smell, 2
2 things.
things you
It's the
can,
5 senses.
yeah, you
So
use your 5 senses.
yeah,
Yeah. And you just really ground yourself for a while
when you
before.
start thinking about those things and it takes your mind into another space and getting
Mhm.
those ants out of your mind, and
Right,
so that's
right.
something that we really, feel like we should try out
Yeah, we're
and
going to be
see.
focusing on that
Yeah,
this upcoming week and how to reduce our ant population in our
in
head.
our head,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
So,
so
okay.
Bobby definitely is a half full type of person. He looks at the world half full. Because I'll say, well, oh, what if this happens? And he's like, or what if this? And I was like, oh, I hadn't thought about it that way. And I think throughout the years, something that I absolutely love, that I've learned, like being connected or married to Bobby, is that I should change the narrative of how I look at life, not looking at the negative part, but look at the positive part. I think that you are automatically wired to be that way. And I have along the way, I have learned to be more that way. And I mean, I wish it was something that I had already came with, like um, preconditioned to be that way. It's not, but it is something that I have learned and I have definitely worked on. But I realize that I do need more work on that. But looking at the positive part of life, it's so easy to just, for me, it's just natural for me to be like, oh, what if this happens, in the negative way versus saying, okay, the possibility is endless. And so that's something that I have been working on. But we need to get into the
Yes, we better get
episode
going. Okay.
because Nicole and Mo.
Well, first thing, some housekeeping.
Okay. Yes,
We
yes,
want
yes, yes.
everyone to subscribe, follow, like, and comment. Subscribe to at Kisses and Crumbs on Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
And you too.
YouTube.
You too.
And so just look up at Kisses and Crumbs on those platforms and subscribe, follow, like, and comment so that we can
Keep
know.
doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we
keep
can
going.
know, first of all, how you feel about what we're doing and the stories that we're bringing out from these wonderful couples. And then also so that we can, increase our followership and also increase the expanse of this great information getting out to
And so
folks.
tell everybody, don't
Yes.
just keep it to yourself. No gatekeeping here. Like share, share it with your friends, your loved ones, your, co-workers, just everyone. Share it, share it,
Mhm.
share it.
Right.
So we would really appreciate it.
And another housekeeping thing is we have our Kisses and Crumbs logo and word on the street.
Yeah.
You'll be seeing these as we go out, and we really try to understand what people think about marriage in this day and time.
Yes.
And so we have what people went through, their love story, but then we also have what's going on now.
Yes.
And so that's the purpose of a word on the street, is to go out and
And
get
you
that
know what? I
information.
would love for you all to leave us questions that you want to hear us pose on Word on the Street. Now, I can't say that we'll ask every single question, but it would be nice to focus on what our viewers, our Kisses and Crumbs community would like to hear us ask.
Yeah,
Be-
on Kisses and Crumbs as well.
yeah, and
Yeah, if you have
on yeah, because
questions,
we're in the
mhm,
season
season 2.
2. We're working on
Mhm.
season 2, and so if there are questions that you would like to hear from our guests or, our Word on the Street series, then please pose them, send us a chat, send us an email, a DM, and so we will have that information and we will definitely take it into consideration.
Okay.
All right, so are we ready
All
now?
right. Okay, yeah, let's jump into it.
Okay.
Okay, so we had Nicole and Mo. They've been married for 17 years, and they're from Atlanta.
Well, not from
Not
Atlanta.
originally,
They
but they
live
live
here
in
now
Atlanta.
currently. Yes.
And so it was a wonderful, of course, a wonderful experience. as these couples often make it for everybody that listens to them and views them. So the first thing we're going to really talk about is the romance in their love story. That's kind of the first thing that we want to jump into. And so I love the way that she saw him across a crowded club.
Yes.
And said, "This,
Look at
look at
him.
that big old teddy bear over there." And so I thought it was interesting that they did kind of, her and her group of friends kind of connected and so forth, but he didn't really directly go to her. So her friends advocated for her and was
Yes.
like, "Oh, so you're gonna be there all night and not talk to my girl? What's
Yeah,
going
what's up
on?"
with that?
And so at that point, he was like, "Oh, okay," and then he started talking to her, and then, as they said, the rest was history.
Yes.
So I thought that was a really neat way to
And
meet.
oh my goodness, y'all. So if y'all are, around our age category group, you may remember the show that used to come on called The Game. And they are a real life The Game couple because she was
Yeah.
in med school and he was pursuing NFL, arena football, NFL
hmm
career. And so
Yeah.
they are a real life.
Melanie and Derwin.
I just love that.
Yeah.
So that
It was
was
around that time too.
Yeah.
So the game show was popular.
And if you haven't watched it, y'all should. That's a good binge
definitely check it
watching
out.
show.
Check it.
Even I think our kids, our adult children,
Right.
enjoy
They like
that show. I know Justice is.
I know. I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked
and
the
it's a good
game.
rewatch. Okay, so let's get into their episode though.
Let me just say one more thing.
Okay, you can say it.
I think it was Pooch and it was Tia.
Cockroach.
No,
Pooch? Isn't that Pooch?
no, he's
That's
a different actor.
Oh, okay, never mind.
No, it wasn't him. No, the guy that played Derwin.
I know, but who played Pooch? Who played Pooch? Y'all leave it in the chat if y'all know.
Okay, I think his name is Pooch. Like
the other guy.
Actor. Right.
That's his real name?
Yes, I think that's his real name.
What was his friend's name then that was on the team of The Game? Because wasn't that guy that played like his male counterpart, wasn't that Cockroach from The Cosby Show?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, I'm off. I'm so sorry.
But that's okay. That's all right. I know that Tia Mowry played. I'm sorry. I know Tia Mowry played Melanie, and I really liked their relationship. Like their relationship was real. They did a really, really good job casting them, and that their whole love connection and so forth. It just felt so real. So man, this is reminds me of that age and how in love you are at the time. So it was cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was a wonderful thing about their romance. A powerful part of their story was the birth of their 5 children.
Oh
my gosh.
Y'all have to go and listen to the story, like how it unfolded. It's very, it's probably made for TV. Like they could make a movie out of that because just the whole thing. And at the very end, it was funny. I mean, it was funny to us to hear like the very last child's story. Mm-hmm. That was funny, but I'm sure at the time it just was not funny. It just wasn't funny, to find out that way. But of course, God, is very intentional. So it was destined for it to happen that way. Mm-hmm. But it's just a very interesting story. And actually the last couple that we had kind of happened in a similar way where he was like, "Oh, we're done. Right. So, God is very intentional. I believe that God is very intentional.
And then, I love their courage. They wanted to have a big family. They weren't going to let whatever stop them from doing that. And initially she wanted to have, all natural births and things like that. And
They're all
so
natural.
I know that's true.
They're all natural.
And so she pushed through and she focused, and everything, it came to pass, like what she wanted, and what both of them really set their minds on came to pass. And that was really exciting to know that they persevered.
Yeah, and
You
so
know?
if when you watch, you will get a sense of how, like, strong and gritty, like, you have to in life. This is something we try to teach our kids, like, we've kind of probably made life a lot easier,
Mhm.
than we had it. We make it and so it's hard for this generation to really learn a lot of, like, grit, like, hard work and just perseverance and just stick-to-itiveness, and, you can tell in their story, and that's what I admire most about them is they are very, like, tough people. They
Mhm.
don't let, you know, things stand in their way of
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
what life, brings to them, and
Now,
so
I do think this generation is tough. They are tough
in a
in a different
different
way.
way.
It's just different challenges. Like, honestly, I really felt such a great empathy for our kids going through COVID. Oh my
Yeah, that
gosh.
is in a different way.
They had to have grit mentally in order to get through
Yeah,
that. And
that's very true.
all of a sudden going from in person to going from that to complete isolation, and then having to learn via
Basically, they
the
taught
computer.
themselves, like, a lot of the
Yeah,
material. I remember Simone was in statistics, and it was like, that was kind of she taught herself statistics,
right,
well,
right.
with your help. But anyway, back to our couple.
Okay, okay.
Um,
One of the key principles was their grit. On top of that, it was being honest and transparent,
I loved that.
and not
And I use
really
that.
holding
I've
back.
used that. I think I talked about it on another episode where I use that.
Mhm.
It's the concept of, Bobby can ask me a question and I can be honest, like I'm being honest, but am I being completely transparent? And of course I'm not going to say it in a way that's going to like like hurt
Right,
them or,
right.
make them, hurt about it. But I
Mhm,
can be completely transparent because he's asking me the question and I need to, in order to have effective communication, I need to be completely transparent. And that is a
mhm.
concept that they introduced. And I think that going forward is
So when you think about that, being transparent really means that you don't just include the facts, you include all the relevant information.
mhm,
Not just, okay, I went here, then I went there, and I went to the store, and then I came home.
right.
No, what did you do in between? What was the weather like? What were you feeling at that
Right. What
time?
were you feeling?
What
Was
were
the
your
impact? What
concerns?
was the
What
impact
was the
on?
impact of that? And and then also you could throw in some empathy. I knew at this time that you were feeling sad, so I did X, Y, and Z. All of those things are really examples of being
Well,
transparent.
and she said, like in life, if your spouse is the safe place. So you
Hmm.
should be able to open up in a way that your feelings are going to be validated, they're going to be safe because with your spouse, that is a safe place, a
Hmm.
safe space. And I know that I really work on intentionally being that like soft place for you to land because of course when you go out into the world and dealing with other people and stuff like that, it can be harsh. The world
Hmm.
can be
It
harsh,
is.
at work and, just dealing with other people, it's harsh, and so I really
It's
want
hard out here.
No. Oh my goodness. You got people out here thinking that you
No, it's
it's
hard. It's
hard.
hard. Life is
Yeah, and
hard.
so I really want to be that soft place to land, and, not that I always get it right, but that definitely is in my heart to
Mhm, mhm.
provide, so and
Absolutely.
so I love that she mentioned that part of it.
Right. She also mentioned,
Nicole.
not yes, Nicole mentioned not holding on to the past.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, there's going to be in marriage some hurts,
Mhm.
some things that don't go well, some,
Some
challenges,
crummy
some
parts.
crummy parts. And yes, you can get through those.
Oh, yeah.
She said, "You can get through, but have you Was it gotten over?
Basically, I mean, that's the concept. Like, you can
Right.
just say, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine." Okay, I'll just put that
I'll
there.
just
I'll
move
just
on.
I'll just move on.
Or have you
Right.
forgiven?
Right. Have you truly forgiven, like surrendered it to God? And that's what really came out of their challenging part of their marriage, is that you have to really surrender it. Now I'm trying to figure out like how people who are not like saved, how do they surrender like things that happen. So
Mhm.
for a believer, it's like you basically, well, not basically, you intentionally have an issue, and then you say, okay, I'm gonna give it to God. I'm gonna pray and just say, Lord, I can't deal with this. I'm gonna give it to you, and I'll let you deal with it. And I'm not
Right.
gonna think about it anymore. I'm gonna turn around. Now, if there are people in our Kisses and Crumbs community who are, not that don't have the same faith, how do you really persevere through things? How do you
Yeah.
surrender it? Who do you
How do you
surrender?
forgive?
Yeah, how do you forgive? That's a great question. Because not
What is it based on? That's a good question
mm,
because, of course, people, faith-based people would base it on the Bible and say, well, the Bible tells me I need to do that for my sake and because, I'm forgiven. So that's why I'm going to forgive because it pleases God and so forth. So if you are not a faith-based person, what is your forgiveness based on? Is it just moving on? Is it just to be a good person? I gotta forgive people. Is it just something I was taught by my parents, so that's why I do it? I'm curious. I'm
yeah,
I'm more
yeah,
curious
yeah.
to what is forgiveness grounded on if it's not grounded on a Christian or Christ forgiveness. So
Right.
that's
I
a good
mean,
question. So if
but
it's in the chat, if you want to, put in the chat, that'd be great. If
yeah,
you want to answer it later, or if you want to send us a text or email or something like that,
yeah.
or a message through
A DM. Yep.
Kisses and Crumbs, please do that because I
Yeah.
think that's a
Just
good discussion as well.
no judgment, just curious.
Hmm.
But how Nicole really resolved a hurt is she really surrendered it to God, and she just said, "Okay, I can't do it anymore." And then once she was able to surrender it, it started to it just wasn't a factor anymore. It
Right,
melted
right,
away,
right.
and you have to continually do it sometimes, I mean, our brains process in a way that requires us to, just like those ants we were talking about in the beginning,
Hmm. Hmm.
they can kind of creep back up, just like, they're all ants, just like ants, um in real life, they just like keep working, they keep working. And so
Right, right.
you may have to continue to surrender and just say, okay,
That's
Lord,
true.
okay, God, you have this. And so I love that about the openness and the transparency that they talked about. And in particular, they were talking about substance abuse. And
Hmm.
I forever the grace of God go I. I've never had to, go through that, but could you imagine like how to process that as a wife? You see, this person that you love struggling, and all the things that go with that, and really seeing that, and then he comes out of it, but then you have all that, uh all those memories and thoughts of what was happening at that time still there.
Hmm.
It doesn't just melt away, and it's like how they dealt with it was a surrender. And so, and then Mo got closer to God, which in turn, and then they got counseling. And so, in turn, I'm sure that made for a better, stronger marriage. And so,
Right,
I am appreciative that they were so candid and transparent about
right.
their journey. And
And we always ask, what's the secret to your success in marriage? And we ask that question because people want to know. We want to know the formula. Is there a formula? Is there something that you can pinpoint that makes you successful, so that people can emulate that and continue to be successful?
in a
And
way that
so,
works for them.
in a way that works for them, the one thing that they focus on, one of the things they focused on with that question is stay united.
Mm.
Stay united.
Through
And
thick and
through
thin,
thick and thin, it's
help
just you and me in the boat, and we're
and
gonna
God,
stay
and God.
together and of one mind, going forward. And I thought that is key. That is key to
Yes.
really moving forward.
Yeah.
And don't give yourself a way out of marriage, or you'll take it. That was that was
Unless she did say unless you're being harmed or harmed in any way. And she's like, we're not. So
right.
we're in this.
And I think that's the key point is that people in dating, we're looking at all the information that we're given, but most people are not psychologists or psychiatrists. They're not going to give them an MMPI or something like that, and an assessment to see whether they have a condition or whatever. So it could show up later on in the relationship. And so that's one of the challenges that people have is you can't see the future.
Mhm.
You can't see what's going to how that person's going to react to their environment or whatever. And so again, for faith-based folks, they're trusting, okay, God, is this the right person? Is it going to turn
I think
out
it's a
okay
whole
for me?
process. Like we're not really talking about it, but it's always just a general great idea to always seek wise godly counsel.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we've always done and what we did, and that means ask some folks who've been around and who pray and seek God and really just like hone in on the relationship with God so that you can really know for sure. Or I guess nothing is for sure, but you have a closer connection to God to hear from him.
Yeah. And one thing that really impressed me was Mo said through sickness and
And
in
in health,
health.
that's what I was trying to
And
think
the
of.
way he said it,
Yeah.
was, I was on the sickness side
Mhm.
and she stayed with me.
Aw.
I felt that. I felt that
I
from
did.
him,
I did.
when he said it.
Very sincere.
He was
Yeah.
very sincere,
Mhm.
and he said, and I could sense the gratefulness in him, that was the secret is that it's you and me and forever, and that's it.
Right.
And that's
And
okay.
and and the
That's okay to make that commitment. I think
well,
that's
that's what you're supposed to do.
right. But I think that's the thing that people are concerned about, scared of, and so forth, is that it's okay to make that commitment. You're gonna be okay. You develop the skills in order to manage whatever comes your way, and then you can make it. You can make it.
And what I love, they said at the very end is that they're doing it so that their kids, they have, they're
Yes.
blessed with 5 kids, and their kids can look and see like mom and dad stuck to it. Mom and dad, went through things, but they stuck with it. And so that's what they want to communicate to their 5 children. I mean, we've said this before, and this is kind of our philosophy that children are definitely like a gift from God. God blesses us with our children to nurture, to love, to care for. And it's like not to be taken lightly. And so when they see and they hear that how you love one another, the gift that God has blessed you with, like with your marriage, then you're passing that gift to your kids who are a gift from God. So it's just kind of a reciprocal
Mhm.
relationship that you have. And it's not just, oh, we're in this, we're trying to survive. Like we have we have people, adults, and people looking at us in order to looking at us in our marriage and how we walk through it. And so that is an example that we are leaving for, the gift that God blessed us with.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. And he really also said that he wants his kids to say, yes, my parents had some struggles, but they didn't give up.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So that was powerful.
Yeah.
So, all right.
All right, we got through it fast. And then wait, there was something else that I wanted to mention that I loved about their that we talked about Mo, was played professional football. But the day of their wedding,
Yes. Yes.
he got the
Oh, that's
call.
right. That's
He
right.
got the call, like as he was getting dressed, he got the call that, that Miami Dolphins wanted him to come and try out. And so I just think that's just such a
No,
wonderful
it is so biblical. The Bible says the man that finds a wife
wife
finds
finds
a
a good
good thing
thing and
and
obtains
obtains
favor
favor
from the
from the
Lord.
Lord.
And
So that day,
yeah,
he
yeah.
just like he got everything just got poured down, all the favor. He got a download
Yes,
of all
I
his
love that.
favor on that day, and the Miami Dolphins called was like, "Hey, what
And
you
he's like,
doing?"
I'm
You know?
literally getting dressed right now, and they're like, I hope you're not going on a honeymoon. It's just so awesome.
Yes.
And I remember, our wedding day and just
Mhm.
feeling like, it just was like the
The
whole
sky opens
open
up.
up,
Yep.
yes, and just like,
Mhm.
it was just everything was just so beautiful. Just oh wow, you could just feel the favor like dripping off of us,
Right,
So
right. And it wasn't because of what we did as much as it's because of who he is. Like
right.
that's what he
He just
does.
honored
Yeah.
what we were doing and
Mhm.
to becoming one. So
Yeah, yeah.
So yes, we
All
did
right,
it.
all
We
right.
have concluded our
Another one in the books.
so thank you again for joining us on Kisses and Crumbs Live. We really want to continue to grow our community. So if you're watching this on the replay, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Please subscribe. I want to set a goal. We're almost at 100, and we just want for you to tell everybody to subscribe, to keep following us, and we'd love to see and hear from you.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Yeah. And next week we're gonna have our favorite comment. So we're looking
Oh,
at
yeah,
all of
yeah.
our posts, all of our stories, and then we're gonna bring out a favorite comment. So make sure you comment when you go in there and take a look at our sessions. So
Yes, and so next week, we're in double digits. This was episode 10, and so next week we will have episode 11 with what I affectionately call as Mr. and Mrs. Hayes, but the adult me has to say we have Kim and Key. And they are college sweethearts, and they will bless us with their love story, and we are excited to have them. And y'all stay tuned and like, comment, subscribe on Kisses and Crumbs. And until next time, what? Oh, turn around. You should turn around so they can see your shirt.
Okay.
So that'll be our outtake or whatever.
That's our outro here.
Outro.
Oh my gosh. Can I get it?
Okay, let's see if he can do it. It says it's backwards, but I'll read it for you. Marriage isn't perfect, but it's worth every crumb. Bye-bye.
All right. Take it easy.
Y'all pointing.